Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava, page 110b, and we'll start just in the very last line of 110a with Bai Rava. This is a question that will result in a teku, which will be, according to Rabbi Pessin Sofer, the 139th teku in Talmud Bavli. He wrote a sefer called Teku, and it basically it's a study of all the tekus in Talmud Bavli, all 317 of them, and counts them and says what they are and other information about tekus. With that being said, we're on to the 139th teku of Bavli with Boy Rava. Ein bo l'mishmeres Yehoyari v'yesh bo. Okay, based on this halacha, Rava raises a dilemma. If the stolen item does not have the value of one pruta for each priest on the priestly watch of Joyarib, which had many priests, but it does have the value of one pruta for each priest on the priestly watch of Jehoiada, of Jedaiah. L'mishmeres Yedaiah. Jedaiah. What's the halacha? Which had fewer priests. Okay. So now we're on 110b. The Gemara asks, what are the circumstances with regard to which Rava raises dilemma? If we say that the dilemma is raised in a case where he gave the money to the priestly watch of Jedaiah during the time of the temple service of the priestly watch of Jedaiah, there would be no dilemma. There is in this payment enough value for each priest to receive one pruta. The Gemara explains, no, it is necessary to raise the dilemma in a case where he gave it to the Jedaiah priestly watch during the time of the temple service of the priestly watch of Joyarib. In that case, what's the halacha? The Gemara explains the two possibilities. Do we say that since it is not during Jedaiah's priestly watch, it is nothing, it is not a fulfillment of the mitzvah to return the stolen item, or perhaps, do we say that since it was not fit for the Johari party watch, it was of insufficient value? From the outset, it stands ready for the Jedaiah priestly watch, and by giving it to them, he fulfilled the mitzvah. The Gemara comments, Teku. The question shall remain unresolved. Boy Rava. Rava asks another question. Raises another dilemma. With regard to the priests, what is the halacha concerning whether they may divide among themselves the restitution for robbery of a convert? With some priests taking a larger share in exchange for taking a smaller share in the restitution for another robbery of a convert. In other words, can the priests arrange that one priest or several priests will receive the restitution for one robbery and another priest or several priests will receive the restitution for a different robbery another time? Miamrinan. Do we say that the merciful one labeled the stolen item with the term guilt, and therefore, just as with the guilt offering, the priests may not divide portions of a guilt offering, with some priests taking a larger share in exchange for taking a smaller share in other portions of the guilt offering, but rather all priests of the watch share in the sacrificial flesh. So too with the restitution for robbery. The priests may not divide the restitution for robbery of a convert, with some priests taking a larger share in exchange for taking a smaller share in the restitution for another robbery of a convert, or perhaps the restitution for robbery of a convert paid to priests is not in fact an offering, but it is monetary restitution, and monetary restitution may be divided in this manner among the priests. Rava then resolves it to himself. The merciful one labeled the stolen item with the term guilt, so it may not be divided in this manner Rav Acha, the son of Rava, teaches it explicitly as ruling and not as dilemma and solution. Rava says priests may not divide the restitution for robbery of a convert, with some priests taking a larger share in exchange for taking a smaller share in the restitution of another robbery of a convert. What is the reason? The merciful one labeled the stolen item with the term guilt. Rava raises a dilemma. What is the status of priests with regard to the restitution of robbery of a convert? Are they considered heirs of the convert, or are they recipients of gifts? The Gemara asks, what is the practical difference? The Gemara answers, the difference would be in a case where one robbed a convert of leavened bread and then Passover elapsed over it, rendering it an item from which one is prohibited to derive benefit and therefore valueless. If you say that the priests are heirs, this is what they inherit, only that which the robber bequeaths to them, and the priests receive the valueless leavened bread as is. And if you say that they are recipients of gifts, it is a gift that the merciful one is saying that the robber should give to them, and this robber is not giving them anything, for it is merely dust. Therefore, the robber should have to pay the priests what the value of the bread had been at the time of the robbery. Rav Zera raises the dilemma like this. Even if you say that there are recipients of gifts, this question, whether a robber of leavened bread over Passover, which then elapsed, fulfills the mitzvah to return the stolen item, or even this devalued state, is not our dilemma, as this is certainly a fulfillment of the obligation. For this stolen item is the gift with regard to which the merciful one states in the Torah that the robber should give it to the priests. Rav Zera continues, rather, when we have a dilemma, whether the priests are considered as heirs or as recipients of gifts. The practical difference arises in a case where 10 animals came into the priest's possession for payment of robbery of a convert. The dilemma is, are they obligated to separate tithe from them or not? I think we'll stop there.